everybody, Rorree here. All right, you know what? I know I'm a little ghetto, but I need to put on something on my lips. All right, y'all. I'm Rorree with the Totally Rorree channel and with Roses, Lavender, and Sage.com, which is a spiritually based community for women, but we also have a circle called the Sage Circle that's for men and women, and we help people to be the best to be the best selves that they could possibly be. I am an intuitive coach and healer. Our organization is spiritually based. I would not call it a church, but we definitely are a spiritually based organization. Okay. But we focus on lifting each other up, raising each other up, raising ourselves up, raising our vibrations, raising our frequencies, living our best selves, living our best lives, rather, not our best selves, but being our best selves, being the best us that we could possibly be. And we have been working on parts of a shadow work series, and we have been doing forgiveness work, and we've also been doing some reflection cards with the 4 agreements. Okay, so today we're going to do a forgiveness exercise forgiveness card. And the way we do this is I read the card, I give you my 2 cents, whatever comes to me, I give it to you, and then you repeat after me, and then I replace the replacement for the first thing. So we're going to forgive ourselves for something, and then we're going to replace that with something else. Oftentimes when you're healing something or whatever, you want to replace it. If you remove something, you replace it with healing. When you remove a cord, you cut a cord, you heal where that cord was removed from. You know what I mean? You might not want to just cut the cord, because you want to remove the cord and then heal where the cord was. If you have a thought that's lower vibrational thought, you want to replace it with a higher vibrational thought. If you maybe have a programming, because we do a lot of reprogramming, deprogramming, reprogramming. If you have some programming from your childhood, from whatever, and the program is not serving your highest good, we may recognize that this program exists within you, and then we assist you in reprogramming that. It's always great to reprogram with something better, so that's what these cards do, that help you reflect on different things. So this is the one we're going to use today. It says, I forgive myself for misinterpreting life's attempts to redirect me to something better as rejection. All right. Okay. So, because rejection, what is that little saying? I forget what the saying is, but rejection is kind of like God's way of saying, that's not for you. It's not like, I don't think we should take rejection as rejection. It's really steering us in a better direction for our highest good. That's what rejection is all about. Everything is on purpose. So if something's happening, you might want to just figure out why it's happening, so you can learn a lesson from the thing and not have to repeat that. Okay? Because lessons, when you're repeating a lesson, when it first comes, it's like, oh, it's a little lesson. And then it's like, bam. And then you get the next lesson, it's like, bam, bam, bam. Then you get the next lesson, it's like, boom, 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 boom. Then you get the next lesson, it's like, oh, I'm out cold. And, when are you going to learn the lesson? You know what I mean? When you're dead, and have to come back to repeat the cycles again because you didn't learn them in this lifetime. So stop and figure out what you're supposed to be learning, because it's kind of like you're in a game. You know what I mean? And this is the game of your life. And you decided what this life is supposed to look like, what you want to learn in this lifetime, et cetera, et cetera. And then you incarnate into the body of your mom. You come in here, if that's how you came here. I had to catch myself, because not everybody is born that way. So anyway, so you come here, you figure out, so now you're here, and then you got this game where they you're made to forget what the hell you came here for. So that reminds me of this song. What the hell you come in here for? What the? I think that's how it goes. Anyway. So now you're on this little journey trying to remember what you came here for, and you have to learn, what you're supposed to learn. So you got to learn your lessons. So if you had said, okay, well, when I incarnate this time, I need to learn these lessons that I didn't learn in that last time. So, by the time this time it's finished, I'm going to learn this and this. So if you don't learn the freaking lessons because you're always thinking it's somebody else's fault, it's always on somebody else. Your fingers is always pointing at somebody else when you got these fingers pointing right back at you. You know what I mean? You point those fingers at somebody else, but you're not looking at the fingers pointing at you. So you've got to figure out, what am I supposed to learn about this situation? You need to sit down and be still with yourself to figure out what was that all about. You know what I mean? If you keep getting fired from job, you fired. What the hell you keep getting fired for? What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, you Linus walking around with a cloud with the lightning, or are you off your path and you keep getting knocked down so you can sit down and think? You know what I mean? So, or see what God is trying to talk to you about. So if you keep getting fired, what is that? Are you in the wrong line of work? What's going on? Are you doing something at your job to get fired? Like, are you not doing something? Are you doing something or not doing something? Like, what's up? Figure that out. Learn the lesson so you can stop getting fired from every job, if that's your case. If you keep meeting the same kind of people and you're dating and you keep having the same kind of experiences, well, what's them three fingers pointing at you doing? What's going on? Look at yourself in the mirror. Figure it out. You know what I mean? Ask God to talk to you. Ask your ancestors. They can talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Your ancestors could tell you what's up. Your guides and angels, they can tell you what's up. They can help steer you in better directions. Ask them to guide you. Ask them to show you loudly and clearly. Tell you loudly and clearly. Speak. I used to say that every morning. Talk to me loudly and clearly, please. Because I tend to hear a whisper and I don't be knowing this back in the day. Not no more. Okay. I hear loudly and clearly. But back in the day, I wasn't sure. Sometimes I'd be second guessing, doubting and everything. So I would be like, look, talk to me loudly and clearly. That was part, like, every day I would say that. Thank you for this day. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for directing me. Please talk to me loudly and clearly. If there's something I need to know, talk to me loudly and clearly. If a door needs to be closed, slam that door. Slam it real hard so that I get the picture. Don't slam it all slow and gingerly. Oh, slam that joker, even if it hurt. Because sometimes we need to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I be wanting somebody to slam the door on what's happening right now. Shoot, wake up, people. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Okay, so I forgive myself for misinterpreting life's attempts to redirect me to something better as rejection. Going into pity parties, woe is me, having a little wah session when you need to be figuring out what the hell that is and move on. You know what I mean? And stop taking everything as rejection. Maybe that happened for your good. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, you don't know. You might be dealing with somebody that's screwing a whole bunch of people. Maybe they screwing somebody unprotected, and then you find out, now they want to break up with you because maybe they like somebody, whoever they cheating with or whatever, they like that person. So they want to break up with you. Now you feel no rejected. Oh, he broke up with me. She broke up with me to go with somebody else. Next thing you know, that person, they screwing with this person, they screwing with that person. And now they're attracting like people, you know what I mean? So the people they messing with, they screwing around on them too. Next thing you know, somebody HIV positive or something. Okay? And you be like, damn, I was saved from that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Okay? So, and I know I'm just making up a little scenario, but that could be anybody. And you mad, I was rejected. Oh. when that was for your highest good. Because it might have been the next person that person was sleeping with, or the next person that person's person was sleeping with, that was going to infect them with some craziness, something. I don't know what it was. It could be anything, and they could be infecting, and it'd be that next person, and you just missed it because they broke up with you in a nick of time so that you didn't get that, whatever that is. Okay. It could be something as drastic as that. Okay. That's something that could have changed your life forever. And you wallowing because you don't understand why you got rejected. You got rejected because that was you need to get rejected. Okay. And that was in your highest good. You'll find out later, or you might not. So what? Trust that what's happening in your life is happening on purpose and for a purpose. Okay. If you step into your life on purpose, stuff like that might happen. Stuff might get snatched away from you, and you be like, dang, but it might be something you prayed for. You might have prayed for elevation, and for you to elevate, maybe this person's energy it's not good to be around. So maybe that person's going to disconnect from your life, because in order for you to go here, this can't be here. So this got to go. So you be like, well, why is that gone? I feel rejected. I got fired. I got laid off. I got this. I got that. I got dumped. I got whatever. But you had to, because in order to go here, in order to soar, this got to go. You understand it in a moment. So that's why sometimes you just need to sit down, release the emotionality of the thing, and allow God to talk to you. Allow your ancestors to talk to you, because they probably been trying to talk to you, but you're probably not listening. That's why we end up in some of the scenarios we in, because we don't listen and we don't learn. You got to learn from what's going on, So anyway, I like this one. Okay. So it's very important to not see things as rejection all the time. It's just a thing. It just happened. I'm not saying that when you get rejected, it ain't going to hurt. Or when something happens to you, I'm not saying that it's not going to hurt. But just know, just have it in the forefront of your mind that if something happened, even if it feels funky, it might be on purpose. I have seen so many things that happen in my life that in a moment felt like a trial. I'm not going to tell you that I didn't cry over things. I've shed many tears over things that I felt like were a loss. But in the grand scheme of things, was it really a loss, or was it a win? Was it really a loss, or was it a win? What was it? If you're trying to get a guy and the guy picks somebody else, was that a loss or a win? You have to make that determination. Do you want to be with somebody that easily throws you away? What is that doing to your self-worth? Because if a person is going to easily throw you away like that, like, do you really want that person back? Because you got to value yourself, and you got to love yourself the most. If someone does something, it's inappropriate or whatever, and they leave you, call it a blessing. And then ask, can you show me what this was all about? What was I supposed to learn from this? Did I miss something? What did I miss? How could I do better the next time? Don't be afraid to get back on the horse though. Don't sit around wallowing in your pity and stuff like that. Get back out there. Get back on your horse. If it's a relationship, I say heal first. Okay? Take some time to heal. Take some time to learn. Take some time to grow. Take some time to know what it was. What was that all about? Take some time. Take time for your ancestors, guides, and angels to work with you, to work on you, to work through you, so you can learn what this was all about. So if it was a relationship, I say don't get right back on the horse. Heal first. Heal first, okay? Release the connections. Heal first. even if you still desire the relationship, even if you still desire, you still want the person back, still heal, release the connections so you can heal on your own without that person's energy immersing your space. Okay? So repeat after me. I forgive myself for misinterpreting life's attempts to redirect me to something better as rejection. Because it's not rejection, it's part of your elevation. I choose to believe that by not creating attachments to a specific outcome, I may be moved to the experience of something even more rewarding than I currently imagine, that I can currently imagine. Exactly. Exactly. You know, back in the day, I'm talking about dating again. Back in the day, I used to like look at people like everybody was, is this a potential marriage mate? You know, because when you're younger, you're in your 20s, you want to get married. You got this old vision in your head where you want to be married by this age. You want to have your kids by this age. You want to have your house with the picket fence and blah, blah, blah. That old dream that somebody fed us. Probably the, what was that show? Leave It to Beaver. The Huxtables. You know. So anyway, so I would have that vision. So everybody I would look at, I was trying to see if they was it. Are they the one? Is this person the one? Yeah, okay. Is this person the one? Okay, the one of how many that's going to teach you your lessons in this lifetime? Okay, so I used to look at people like that. And so when you do that, you're like having these expectations. And then you have these societal views and societal norms of what it's supposed to look like, right? And then you may have your own parents that gave you an example of what this is supposed to look like. And then you've got the television that's giving you all these examples of what things are supposed to look like in a relationship. So then you go into this relationship, you don't even know who you are yet. And now you're trying to merge with this other person and try to get to know them. They don't know who they are. You don't know who you are. They're a different species than you. I'm a woman, you're a man. That's how I roll. It could be a woman, a man, whatever. I roll. I'm a woman, they're a man. Okay, that's how I roll. And we from different planets. They think they know who we are. We think we know who they are. Don't nobody know nobody. And then we have these expectations. We expect them to act like, the Huxtables. We expect it to be like that, or like a Cinderella story or something, or from a Hallmark movie or something. So that's what we're expecting. And then we get all this other stuff. We get all this other stuff. We be like, what is that? How come you don't understand? Why you so mean? Why you did it? We analyzing you and all that. And I'm gonna just tell you, we have all these expectations, and they're all coming from like society and everything, and they're not real. You know what I mean? It's not real. So we've got to get to know people, get to know them, get to know their strengths and their weaknesses. And don't expect them to be perfect. Don't expect yourself to be perfect, um, get to know them through the seasons, get to see how they act in different times, get to see how they are during times of stress, see how they are, see how your relationship is in a retrograde period, see how your relationship is when you're going through PMS or PMDD or whatever the hell they call it, the post MS, the MS that come after your cycle. Whatever. Post MS. situations, that can really ruin a situation instead of like just going with the flow and getting to know the person and understanding who they are, learning who you are at the same time. You know, and we're expecting different things, and it's just oftentimes your expectations are why you get disappointed, and because you're expecting something, now you're disappointed that you didn't get what you expected. And it's just you just create a bunch of stress and mess for yourself when you do that, you know. So I choose to believe that by not creating attachments to specific outcomes, I may be moved to the experience of something even more rewarding. Exactly. Even in your relationships, you might experience something more rewarding if you take your judgment hat off, you know, and stop looking at this person through the glasses of society or with a whole bunch of judgment and criticizing everything that the person does, and you know, and just allowing people to be themselves. I I encourage people who are in relationships to read some books together or go to some workshops together, do personal development, start working on yourself. You know, if you're not working on yourself, like I don't think that I could ever be with someone who has not done any personal development. Like, because I would be looking at you like, what is that? You know, I could not do that. Because then I feel like I'm in the role of your mama or something, trying to raise you up to get to know who you are. I ain't got time for that. I shouldn't say I don't have time for that. I'm just not interested in that. But, you know, also looking at situation with rosy colored glasses on, sometimes we have these rosy colored glasses on that are tinted with what we want, and they're not seeing what's really there. So you miss a lot of stuff because those glasses are on. So you need to take them jokers off when you're in relationships. Okay, so I may be moved. Okay, something more rewarding than I can currently imagine. So that's one thing that you can do. Write what it would be like write a story, what it would be like to have one of your desires. I know I do this like instinctually now, like this is just part of habit, but these things have been part of workshops and retreats that I have facilitated. So like one thing that I did actually the other day was I wrote what it would be like in the day of having one of the things that I'm working on. So what is that going to look like? Now I did it because I am creating a scenario where I set up a scenario that is conducive to my highest good. So me writing what it's going to look like what is the day in the life of going to look like, that helps me to not have any fear or doubt about having what that is. Because sometimes you may want to go for this, that, or the other, but you may think, oh, if I do this, it's going to look like this. And oh my God, am I going to be able to do that? Am I going to be able to handle that? Or you might think that you're going to create something that looks overwhelming. So what you do is you create it before you create it. Write it down. Write a story about what that looks like for you. So I challenge you to write down a story of what it looks like the day in the life of having one of the things that you desire. But I want it to be one of the things that you're actually going to be working on. So do that. Spend a day, work on that, and then share with me how you felt after doing that. What did that do for you? I know when I did it the other day, I did it on purpose. My purpose was to negate anything that was going to get in the way of that particular goal. So I wrote what it's going to be like So that's what it's going to be like. That's that. So that alleviates and dissipates any barriers, obstacles, doubts, fears that I could possibly have, because I will manifest it the way it's supposed to be. And I use my intuition, I use source, creator, I use my ancestors, guides, and angels when I'm creating. So I might ask, okay, so here are two options. Should I do it this way, and I'll hear which way I should go. So that's what I do. But again, I hear and see clearly. 10, 15 years ago, I was yelling at the top of my lungs, slam the door if you need to slam the door. I want to hear and see clearly exactly what I need to do on this subject. That was me back in the day. So now it's crisp. Okay. So I say that to say it might not be crisp for everyone. You can always get help. If you have a lot of monkey mind and you're not sure what you're hearing, you can get help. If you're in our communities, participate. I tell people to participate, you know what I mean? Because it's a community like Facebook, and you can do posts, you could comment, you could ask questions, all of that. When we have our sessions, we do the meditative healing sessions. We chat all the time before or after a session. We have movie night. We chat. It might be on that specific topic of the movie. We're doing a series now. It's a documentary series now on. It's supposed to be on a flat earth, but man, it's on way more than that. So, I don't know much about this flat earth theory, so I thought I would listen, and way more than I thought, but dang, sparked so much intuitive guidance, so much intuition. It's just like, whoa. So anyway, repeat after me, y'all. I choose to believe that by not creating attachments to a specific outcome, I may be moved to the experience of something even more rewarding than I can currently imagine. Ashe, yes. Greater than you can imagine. Yes. Sometimes when we do the visualizations and stuff, oh my stars, the things that just come up. Like, I participated. So I facilitate group meditations and healings, and I also participate in them because, I don't always want to be the teacher, you know what I mean? So I have groups that I participate in as well. So today, one of the meditations that we did, oh my gosh, I felt so awesome. And it was interesting because like she would say, okay, and then you will go here and you'll see this. And I will see what she says before she said it. That kept happening in the visualization. I was like, wow, this is interesting. Like, it reminded me of some of my clients. Like, I have one particular client who we do dream interpretation, vision interpretation, and I get walked through the dreams and visions, and then I'm there. Sometimes I walk this particular person through visions, and this is more in a healing method, and then we might see whatever we see there. But some of the stuff that I get to witness, I'm like, whoa, some of the stuff is just so amazing. And that's what got me kind of interested, in the inner earth, because I feel like we've seen that, because intuitively, when we went on one of our vision quests, it was like, I was like, oh, this is inner earth. This is inside the earth. Wow. And the stuff we were seeing was like, whoa. And then to hear other people later talking about some of the things that we've seen, or getting intuitive guidance, hearing directly from spirit, certain stuff, like channeling information and like, or hearing someone else receive the same information. It's like, whoa. Or like I've had different visions of my own and being in a certain place, doing certain things. And then someone is saying, oh, well, there's this place and da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, well, that's the same place that I was at. You know, it's just like so amazing. So like, if you want, you know, validation, or you want intuitive guidance or something, or want a group of people that are honing their gifts, to want to be with a group that are honing their gifts and abilities, or you want to learn some of that, then you may want to come to Roses, Lavender, and Sage, honestly. Now, we have a program that I'll be launching very soon. I'm not going to get deep into the program, but it will be a program, and again, it's for women. I'll ask Spirit again if it could be for both, but I feel like it's still for women. It was just for women before. But anyway, so this program, you'll be working with me one-on-one and sometimes in a group setting, but it's a small group. I have a set amount of people who could be in the program. It's a continuity program. You'll be working with me for as long as you choose. I suggest at least 1 year. I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm telling you, this is a transformational program. You will be transforming your life to become the best you could possibly be. So you'll be like you'll be led every step of the way to manifesting what it is that you desire. And that could be more than one thing. In a year's time, or however long you stay in the program, I'm sure you're going to manifest many things, you know. But you'll have access to different courses. You'll definitely have access to the PEM system, performance enhancing meditation system, that we created. And we created this years ago. It's been used, it's been tested, it works. The system works for you to be manifesting on purpose, and healing yourself and ascending. You know, I call myself an ascension coach, and an intuitive ascension coach on purpose, because when you walk with me, I can see the barriers. I can help you release them, you know, move around them, move through them, clear them. You know, I can tell when something is coming that we need to work on, or we can have a negative outcome. I can tell that there might be forks in the road and that you may need to go different directions. I can use these gifts for business or personal, you know, and I can show you how to tap into your own, so that you don't need to to be asking for guidance all the time. You know what I mean? The goal is so that you can be self-serving and then be able to serve someone else, you know? So if you're interested in that, if that resonates with you, you can go on and get connected with our community, and you'll be the first to know when everything is dropped. Everything is being set up and put together now. And this program is intuitively led, spiritually led. I'm led by my collective on how this is rolling out, to all the way down to how many people I am allowed to allow into the program, all the way down to what days of the week we can have certain things, what type of events we can have. What I mean, all of it, I am not kidding you. I am allowing it all to be intuitively, spiritually led by our beloved, by the Almighty, you know? So this is a program. I'm doing this. This is part of my humanitarian works. All right. So anyway, you guys, I hope you all enjoyed that one. Again, this is part of our series on our shadow work, cleaning it up, you know, getting to know who we are, looking at ourselves in the mirror. And we haven't even gone deep. We're just on forgiveness. you know, and the reflections on the four agreements. There's a lot more to this. When you work with us, you know, these parts we give to everybody. Not everything goes to everybody. Some stuff stays within the community because it gets kind of deep, serious, you know. Sometimes it could get a little spooky for some folk, you know. I'm just being honest, okay? So anyway, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed that one. I will see you in the next, but I'm gonna call it a night because it's really late and I've been at this for some hours now. So I will see y'all in the next step, but I hope you enjoyed this grouping and have a wonderful day, night, or evening, wherever you are. Ashe, ashe, ashe.